Morning friends, it's Vicky, back over at my terrace garden again. Made a little more progress and I wanted to show you guys how it's looking and what all I've gotten done. So on this middle terrace, I've gotten, I would say 75% probably of the weeds and grass pulled out, and I'm working on getting it mulched up there. So I want to get the rest of that done, obviously, and then I need to start working on the third terrace up there. I got to cut back all those tomatoes and just de-weed and probably apply more mulch up there. But that's supposed to be, this is kind of like my rose garden on the very top. At least it is for the rest of this year. Now that I know that the deer are eating it, I might change everything next year once the house is rebuilt and the fence is back up and all of that. But yeah, that's still gonna be getting figured out. So something that I might do today after I finish doing this video is I've started cutting back my iris right here, and I want to transplant some down to this lower level. So I was thinking about where would be a good place to add them. This next spring, when I move back in, I'm taking out this grass plant and I'm taking out this Monarda back here that is looking super sickly. Hopefully that comes back in the spring, because I'm not even sure that it will. But anyway, both of those tall plants are going to come out. I do plan on leaving this hardy hibiscus right here. These die all the way back to the ground every year. And it wasn't that tall last year. I'm not sure if it got so tall because of the competition from the grass or because it didn't get enough water this year, with the tree falling on our house and having to have the water turned off. It has just been relying on Mother Nature. And as you can see, these leaves are all very curled, and I can feel the dryness in them. So this plant unfortunately has suffered a bit. You know, I could move this plant as well when I move the grass and the Monarda and just take out all three tall things. I'm still kind of on the fence about it, because once we're moved back in and I have water again, I can just give this supplemental water and it should be fine. But I am trying to do this terrace garden in a way that everything in here is full sun and dry tolerant. That way, you know, when I go on vacation, or if something like this were to happen again in the future where we lose water, everything that is planted here could just live here. So that's the direction that I'm trying to move toward with this garden. Oh, by the way, I was thinking, when I move out all of these lambs here, and divide these, and I'm gonna put them up on the second terrace as kind of like a front border. But anyway, when I do that in the spring, I'm thinking about transplanting the lavender that I have currently up in my rose garden and putting a row of lavender here and a row of lavender down on the other end in the same spot, where I have that narrow piece. I think it would look really pretty, and lavender is a dry tolerant plant and it is a full sun plant, so it would really be a perfect placement for it. So that's what I'm thinking about doing once I move that lavender, or I'm sorry, once I move the lamb's ear, is replacing it with lavender. My only concern is how big these potato plants get, because I am planning to redo this again next year. But if I only do one potato plant in each spot, I could even cut it back if I needed to, but I feel like the lavender would just look really pretty right here. So that's what I'm going to do there. And again, just like I was talking about on the other side, I'm going to be taking out this grass and this Monarda, and we'll see. I'm thinking about this hibiscus as well. So this one didn't get as tall, but it's definitely also suffering from not getting enough water. So yeah, I might move all 3 of those plants in the spring. I did finally cut back most of my yarrow, so it's looking a little bit choppy right now, but if we get a long enough period of time before our first frost, we might get another bloom on the yarrow, and that would be really pretty. Some other things I'm thinking about doing today is going ahead and moving some of this cactus right here and putting it kind of more into my cactus and sedum area. It's just too close to that salvia. The salvia has grown over the top of it. Morning. In getting those weeds pulled, I was able to get that goldenrod exposed. Alright, I just paused to say hi to my neighbor, but anyway, I think I was talking about the goldenrod, which I finally was able to get kind of unburied from all the weeds and everything, and it is really pretty. It does kind of flop over though when it doesn't have all the grass and weeds to support it better. It is meant to be grown kind of like in a prairie area, so now that I'm seeing it fully exposed, I don't know. Gosh, it's so pretty, but I feel like I might need to just also move that to the prairie garden or the meadow garden. That's going to be up on my main level. So this is where we are currently at. And my next video is probably going to be on Friday. I'm guessing that's my next day off, so we'll see what kind of progress I can make between now and then. Oh, I also cut back this yarrow. Looks like I missed some pieces in the back there, but anyway, that's most of it. Should get another flush if, like I said, if the temperatures are warm enough for long enough. You know, I was thinking about it, like what's the longest blooming plant that I have? And I think it might be the salvia. I was looking back at some earlier videos from the spring, and salvia was one of my earliest things that bloomed. It was like my iris, I think it's called Sweet William, the dianthus plant, and the salvias. And I guess the yarrow also shortly after that, so that's also really long blooming. But bang for your buck, man, salvias are fantastic. If you keep cutting them back, they will keep giving you more blooms throughout, you know, spring, summer, and now we're into fall, and they're still blooming as long as I'm still cutting them back. So it's not quite as, you know, like big of a flush as the earlier ones, but definitely something that I can work with in years to come. All right, I'm gonna pause and do some stuff here. So it looks like this Artemisia died. We'll see if it comes back in the spring, but it's not looking too promising. This whole area here is just a bunch of weeds that needs to get planted with something in this corner. The dahlias, if I plant those again next year, need to get staked up for sure. Over here, I have some pink salvias. I'm not really sure how, but I got purple and pink, and I don't think that that was intentional. So anyway, I had some of my pink salvia from right down there die off. So I'm planning to transplant in the spring these pink salvias down there and add them to that group probably. And then the purple ones, I don't know, maybe I'll add them to my other group of purple as well. Up here, this is probably going to become like a central kind of coneflower area. I might move out that. This is a hardy hibiscus that really did badly this year. I don't know what this looks like, a fungal disease or something. But then again, these got no supplemental watering due to the, the tree falling on our house and the water being off. So, gonna have to change something about that. Also, I had planted some salvia in this area as well, and let's see, it looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Is that all one? Yeah, that's all one plant. So it looks like I've got 6 big salvias, and those are purple. So maybe that's what I can do. I can add to the clump. So I want to move these pink ones down with this group of pink salvias where I lost a bunch. And then I want to take all of these purple salvias here in the middle terrace and move them over here, kind of where these pink ones are going to be taken out. And then I'm probably, like I said, going to pull that out, maybe. And this area will just get filled in with coneflowers for the most part. Along the front of this entire border, I want to put lamb's ear so that we create a silvery white border along the stone. I think it would look nice and help it look more organized and orderly up here, but I also think it will help hold back the mulch and dirt from, eroding. What else? Probably gonna move this to my meadow garden. This is just a bunch of weeds that still need to get cleared out before I can start doing anything with the back of the bed. I got some more Veronica here. I like the way Veronica looks when it's fully in bloom, but kind of like salvia, you have to keep cutting off the dead heads. So I might want to put this somewhere, maybe on the lower terrace where it's more easily accessible for me. Otherwise, I'm just not going to stay on top of it. And I would like to, keep everything in its best appearance. I've got a little catmint here. It's my only one. So eventually, hopefully, I'll get some more and add to it. This is, I believe, world milkweed, and we've got a broken stem here. Not sure how that happened. And then also, it looks like these lower branches are starting to die, but we haven't had any supplemental watering. Not that I think that those take a lot of water, but, could be an issue. This is my Russian sage patch. I have 3 more plants to add to this in the spring once I water again, so I'm probably going to put like one there, and then maybe one here and one here, kind of like making this group thicker, because toward the front here, I'm going to have to line with that lamb's ear. So that's going to take up space. In fact, I might have to move these ones on the front back a little bit. And this is my little clover. I think it's a native plant. It just keeps getting a little bigger every year, and I just keep letting it because I like the pink flowers. And it blooms. I should start deadheading this. It blooms earlier in the year, and it's blooming again, which means if I just deadheaded it, you know, I would get more. So, plus it's got all the seed. Make this patch bigger. I don't know how much of that I'll seed in when I'm putting it on top of mulch, but you know, some of it might get washed out in there. We'll see. Okay, I finally got the mulch finished on that second terrace, or the middle terrace, and I'm actually sitting in my car in front of the terrace. I did some videos earlier that I haven't posted yet online, so I'm just going to tack this on to the end of them, but just wanted to kind of give you guys an update. The mulch is finally done on the bottom and middle terrace, and I think it's looking pretty good. There is still one area right here in front of the tomatoes and kind of like behind that goldenrod where I need to finish getting back in there and cleaning that out. And then once I get that done, I can start working on that third upper level terrace and get that area around my roses cleaned out. Oh, and also update on the house. We heard back from the insurance people yesterday, and they said that within a week we should be getting the insurance payout that enables the construction to start. So, or I guess the demolition. The demolition will be the first part. But anyway, that's exciting. So we should start getting some progress done here soon. And I will keep you guys posted once that all starts happening. All right, talk to you later.